Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am Mad Captain. There's another video on Raid Shadow Legends and another in our series of I Built Them So You Don't Have To. Today we're going to talk about Tagoar. He is a new orc, one of the newer orcs in the game. We have him fully built, ready to go. And we're doing things a little bit different. I actually have 4 champions that I am ready to put out videos on. We are recording them back to back to back to back, and we're going to put them out over the next week or so. And the thing that is unique is I actually put all 4 of them in the same Doom Tower boss so that we can analyze each of them, what they're bringing to the table, as opposed to the other ones, so that you can kind of get an idea of what they're doing, and then we're going to take them into another piece of content. So the first one is Tagoar. So without further ado, here he is from the orcs, Tagoar. Rise and Fight. Revives all dead allies with 30% HP. Also places a shield buff on all allies for 2 turns equal to 20% of this champion's max HP. Charge Can't. Attacks all enemies. Places a 30% increased speed buff on all allies for 2 turns. Then heals all allies by 15% of this champion's max HP. The Magic Stick. Attacks one enemy 2 times. Places a 60% increased defense buff for 2 turns on the ally with the lowest HP. Aid the Feeble. Passive. Decreases the damage received by allies with 50% HP or less by 10%. All right, here's our boy Tagoar, and he is he's a very strong support champion. They're not always the easiest to showcase, but we're gonna do our best here, and you can see how I have him outfitted. We've got him at 96,000 HP, 226 speed, and that's really it. 2245 defense, secondary, but we probably want to push that up depending on content. We might be able to drop the speed in favor of defense and get around that 100k mark. Is kind of the big deal. You can see him here. He's in a bolster set, and absolutely where I think he should be used. In his skills, as you saw, the passive is a big thing here. Below 50%, he's going to drop there. He's going to reduce damage. He's going to be able to revive, put shields up, put heals up, increase speed, increase defense on an A1 no less. By the way, always puts that one up. It's not a percentage chance. It's always up on the champion with the lowest HP. So great overall kit. Also 25% in battles. As far as masteries go, I don't even have to move, which is a rare feat. And you can see here, so there's 2 kind of mindsets. I did put him down defense because I went with Timely Intervention. And Timely Intervention is going to give you the chance. It's going to boost his turn meter so that if you have a fallen ally, hopefully it's not on a cooldown, he can revive champions. There's no way to cycle through as well. And that's the same thing with Cycle of Revenge. Just ability to cycle through his turn meter quicker because we want to be able to make sure that he's healing, he's putting up shields, he's boosting speeds, and of course he's reviving when necessary. But if you are taking them into boss level fights, it may be well worth it to ignore Timely Intervention. Instead of going down defense, go down the offense tree to get War Master proc, just so you can get that extra damage over big fights, Hydra fights, that sort of thing. Great opportunity here. Now we're going to take him in, like I said at the top of it, we're taking him into the Griffon. It is only floor 30. It's not the big ass Griffon, at the top level, but I think you can probably extrapolate and understand what's going on. So I'm going to bring that video up momentarily, and we're just going to walk through where he fits into the the overall picture here, and then we're going to do that with each of our videos. So without further ado, why don't we jump over into Griffon 30 with Tagoar. All right, so here we are. We are now in the Celestial Griffon 430, and we've brought in the 4 champions. Now, it's no longer a secret, the 4 champions that are coming in. We've got Andresia, we've got Andalia, we've got Tagoar, and we've got, what's his name? Kratarth, Crapes, Krakarth, and Krakarth, as well as Geo as our damage dealer in here. And we're going to show you how this goes. So let's just hit start, and we'll talk about what he does. You know, we'll show it right at the beginning, then we'll get to the boss fight, because that's really where it matters. You see here, he's putting up that increased speed. First big thing he does. He also heals. Obviously, when they're at full health, not a big deal. And you know, the other champions are going to be able to whittle down these enemies. You see, again, single target, always putting that increased defense up on the champion with lowest health. So really helping the survivability of your overall team, and that's his goal. Now let's get to the actual boss fight here. As I go too far, because there we go. Okay, so now we go to the boss fight, and here the first thing we see is this bolster set. So immediately against the Griffon, we've got a good set of shields, 94,000 HP. He's putting a big shield there, and it can't be removed. So that's a big deal against the Griffon, who does have a strip as well as a buff transfer piece. So very nice to see these here. And as everyone goes through, he's going to go through and just hit, and boom, automatically we have that increased defense. Interestingly enough, so does she, which means you're going to see a lot of increased defenses up on. He also, the ally protect's kind of cool, but we'll talk about that when it's Adressia's turn. But so we're looking through here. Again, next thing, you see it there now. It's on her. It's whoever is in the quote-unquote most danger. I think when they're all up, I assumed it was the lead, but I'm not quite sure when no one's lost any health, how he decides which one to go. The big deal here is, and I brought two in that can put increased shields, or put shields up, because in this case, one of them will get buffed out. We got this increased speed, which is good for the team. Then they're going to be able to cycle through, and then it's going to be an opportunity for one of the others to put it up there. So it's a real strong overall, and he's just here to make sure the whole team survives. At no point during this is there ever a worry that we can actually speed this up here. As you see here, well, it might be too fast. The team's never in danger at all. Like he's healing them up. He's putting those shields on them. Even though the shields get stolen or removed some of the times, it doesn't really matter. I know this is only the first level of Griffon, and if I was able to, I would have done it on the top level of Griffon, but they don't let me because I don't have access to the test server, so I don't have access to high-level Doom Tower bosses right out the gate. I have to play, so I could have either waited for 3 weeks for this video or just do it now, or 2 weeks. But as you can see, no problems whatsoever. Love the heals, love the shields, all the abilities. Among these four, oddly enough, these four champions actually synchronize, I think, very well. And to support, in this case, Geo, but any damage dealer, I think, would have that support. You see the support there, and that is it. Tagoar, no damage, but you see the heals. 1 million in heals, 87,000 in shields. Very strong champion to use for there. So we're going to take him into one more area, one other thing without the rest of these guys. We'll probably one of the dungeons, and we'll see where he fits in on the rest of the PvE market. All right, this time we're going into the Dragon 25. And we all know about Urogrim, and Urogrim can do wonders in stage 25 Dragon to help you farm food, but not everyone has the stats to be able to make this work. And so I brought in a champion. Let's just hide this for a second. Let's go to champion so I can show you the champion. Let's just hide this for a second. We'll go in and I'll show you what the Urogrim I'm bringing in, who doesn't quite have the stats needed to make this happen. Does have the resistance, that's fine. The accuracy is fine. 229 speed's a little bit low. HP is okay, but not amazing for this. And so it's a touch and go, and just the ability to bring in a second champion if you're trying to farm food at the same time. This is still a thing that I think most free-to-play and low-spend champions. And keep in mind, I do have we've already looked at the stats of Tagoar, and he is pretty bolstered. Excuse the pun. But I think he's overtuned right now for this 25, and you'll see it in the run. And so let's take a look at this, and I'll show you what happens. Let's bring it back up. And again, we're not going to go through the whole video because it's a 6-minute or 5.5 minute run, but we have it at fast speed here, and you can just see that at no real point, the only caveat here, the only annoyance is that the stealing buffs from Mystic Hand, which does of course slow it down a bit, but at no point are these guys in trouble. And the best part is because he keeps reviving the food, it gives them more targets. Now I did this once without any food. They can do it just fine. They were never below 75% health the whole run. But you can just see, let's move it up forward. Second run, same thing. This is the one that really hurts. These, was it Shatterbones? Is probably the hardest hitting on this run, other than of course the boss himself. And at no point, that's about as low as you get here. And the great thing about what we can do here with Tagoar is that if your Urogrim's in a bit of trouble, his A1 just puts an increased defense on him, right? Like right there. So there's never going to be a problem. You're never going to be in trouble because look, he hits pretty hard, hits for like 20% of his health. They both get a shot, but guess what? Then we just put that defense up and it reduces the amount of damage you can do. And it's rinse repeat. And again, if we just go over to the boss here, you can see never in danger of dying here. The two feed off each other really well because of the single target cleanse that Urogrim has. And then Tagoar just with the heals and the defense up, and honestly, we get to the point here where you know, as you can see, it's perfectly legitimate and easy, I would say relatively easy way to win here. Now also, Tagoar does not have War Masters. We talked about that would really improve this. So if you're using Tagoar for something like this setup, you're gonna want to probably, you don't need. I would keep the speed high. Let's go to talk about that. Let's go into here. If this is what you need, then you're looking at the speed's fine. If you can boost that speed even more, great. The big thing, and you don't need any accuracy. The resistance would be an added bonus because then you don't have to worry about the dragon stunning, that sort of thing. But just keep that HP as high as you can, and you can go War Master proc. Like the Masteries here, Timely Intervention, not really anything we ever needed or used. So I would go down the offense tree instead of the defense tree, and that, or you could even go instead of the support tree. Honestly, I've talked about that quite a lot, and I've just stopped because no one cares. These healing saviors, they're not a big deal. 5% of 10% even of 30,000 is only a 3,000 heal. When you're talking about 100k HP, 3,000 is a drop in the bucket. So I don't find these to be that impactful. But for a champion that doesn't put any debuffs up and doesn't do a ton of damage, it's just the best option, right? So you could definitely go down the offense tree for War Master proc if you wanted to get a little quicker damage on here, but perfectly acceptable. Again, let's take a look at the Urogrim. Again, actually, funny enough, I have Urogrim in Timely Intervention as well, which is interesting to me because I did definitely see some boosting there, and I didn't realize that's what I had done. Perfectly fine. Again, you can put him in War Master proc. Do you really need to? Safe and secure, never in doubt. They both were able to complete the battle. So there's a couple instances where a champion like Tagoar is going to work for you. You can extrapolate that to just about anywhere you need survivability, and he's going to do it for you. So why don't we go into final thoughts for Tagoar and wrap video 1 of 4, well, over the next probably 8 days. Let's wrap it up. Final thoughts on Tagoar. I think this guy's an amazing champion. I think he's a really strong champion for anyone who's having even the slightest bit of survivability in this game. Hit up Tagoar, build him, and you're gonna do better. Faction wars, dungeons, bosses, Doom Tower. We saw him against Celestial Griffon. You saw him against level 25 dragon with Urogrim, his ability to farm food. Conceivably a champion that could help you survive in Hydra, right? Anything. Like, he's got shields, he's got increased speed, he's got reduction of damage, and you can put him in a lot of different sets to help you out. You can put him in regen to keep him alive, bolster set or shield set to keep your team alive. For sustained battles, probably not the best. Regen's better, but also the new Defiant gear. You can use every gear. Any gear, just use all the gear. Guardian, very strong for this champion, able to keep stalwart gear. You name it, this champion can wear it, and it's gonna make use. He's not flashy, it's not sexy, it's not Phoenix double hitting and for a person for over 100k, or Alika double hitting or A1 and killing champions in the arena. It's not fun like that. It's just solid. He's just a champion that you can use, and the fact that he's got revives, shields, heals, speed up, and that incredibly strong A1, as you saw in the dragon, just the ability to constantly put that up on whoever, including himself, whoever's got the lowest HP, so that it's giving them that extra 60% survivability. Just an amazing champion for anywhere and everywhere in the PvE that you need. I consider him a strong build. Unless you are endgame whale level or endgame spender, I wouldn't even say whale, but endgame spender, and you've kind of moved past the need for this type of champion, or you've already got one or two built. Awesome champion, great playability, and a champion that I think you don't want to sleep on. So that's all I have for you. But before I go, I do want to mention I do stream on Twitch 3 days a week, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time on Friday night for Raid After Dark. We have a great time. We have some beverages, and we just have fun playing Raid. And on Sundays, 10 a.m., we drink coffee and Raid, where I have a couple cups of coffee. We chill. We always love our coffee. We chill, and we have a good time on Sundays. And then Saturdays, I usually play a different game. So Saturdays, so again, 10 a.m. Central Time Sunday. And then on Saturdays, it's usually around noon Central Standard Time. Keep in mind, if it's after daylight savings or spring forward, whatever you call it, if you move your clocks forward, it'll be an hour difference. So it'll actually be Mountain Standard Time, because my province does not observe daylight savings. So, but either way, I hope to see you there. Check it out. Have a good time. Come on in. I am going to start doing some YouTube streams soon, but soon might be a Plarium soon. So it might be for another 3 years before I do that. But either way, I want to thank you for watching the video and making it to the end. So please be kind, be safe, and we'll see you in the next video.